Hi everyone, this is Yemi again from PurposefulMe.co.uk, and this is one in a series of vlogs that I'm doing about COVID-19 and my experience of going through this in Nigeria as opposed to where I normally reside in the UK. And I decided to put this series of videos together because of some concerns that I have from the observations over the last two weeks or so that I've been around. And today I want to talk about protective gears that people are using in Nigeria and maybe other parts of Africa. I don't know, but I can only speak for what I'm seeing in Nigeria. Yesterday I was out to top up my to pay my electricity bill, and so I was able to see people with so-called protective gears. So there were people with masks and they were constantly touching them, pulling them down to talk, pulling them up. There were people that were fiddling with their masks, and then there were people that had gloves on, touching all manners of surfaces and touching their faces straight away. And that tells me that there's a lot of misinformation out there. Just wearing a mask is not enough to protect you. Again, you shouldn't even wear a mask unless you are already infected and you're trying to avoid infecting others. But people are wearing masks because they think there's protection. And there were all manners of masks that I was seeing. I mean, some people actually had like a face mask for sleeping at night and using it as a mask. And I'm thinking, what's that about? And then again, what's the right way to wear a mask? The green out, the colored part out, or the white part in, on all of that, there are rules around that. But the most important thing is, if you do believe you want to wear a mask, it's not something that you wear from morning till night or wear for multiple days. In actual fact, the moment you touch it, handle it, take it off, you should dispose of it. But that's not what's happening. I saw masks that looked filthy, and you knew that they had been using it for days, they had been touching their faces with it. So please learn the corrective use of masks and the corrective way to use them, if you must use them, if you have maybe you have faith in using them. If you do, then use them correctly. Secondly is the gloves. So the hand gloves, yes, they protect your hand, but then if you touch your face, your mouth, or eat with those gloves on, having touched a lot of surfaces, then you pretty much introduce the virus into your system or introduce the virus to others. So the gloves are not intended to protect you. What protects you is what you do with your hands, gloved or ungloved. What protects you is not touching your face. It's minimizing touching surfaces or cleaning your hands regularly. And there's a false sense of security when people are wearing gloves, because they think that just because they're wearing gloves means that their hands are clean, or means that, but no, your hands might be clean inside the gloves, but you're doing things with the gloves on that means that your hands being clean are irrelevant. So please learn the correct use of those gloves. And then one company that I went to yesterday, they had water at the entrance with soap, asking people to wash their hands. But sadly, the thing that the water was supposed to be coming out of the tap end of it was barely trickling. And so people weren't really washing their hands effectively. And again, false sense of security, because you think because you've washed it as best as you can, that's good enough. But nobody's going to stay there for 20 seconds. I mean, with the way the water was trickling out, most likely people did 5-10 seconds and just gave up. So think about that. Hand sanitizing gels, again, if you're using it, you need to use the right quantity. I know it's expensive, But just putting a drop on your hand and thinking that's sufficient, it's not. You need to use enough so that it takes a few seconds, maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds before it fully dries off. That's the right quantity to use. So please, as we try and fight this disease, and as we're trying to use all these protective gears, educate yourselves, educate others, because they could still be putting us at risk despite having all the despite displaying all their protective gears. Thank you again for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button to access the videos in this series that's all around surviving and getting through COVID-19 virus. I hope you enjoy these videos. Please, please, please share this with others. I can't emphasize this enough. This isn't about likes or followers or anything. This is about our nation getting through this as best as possible and knowing fully well that our survival depends on us preventing and slowing down the spread of this disease. We can't cope with a full onslaught. Most nations cannot cope with a full onslaught. Nations with better medical facilities cannot cope with a full onslaught. So not to talk of Nigeria, not to talk of many other African nations. That's why I'm putting out these videos is to help us so that we can cope and survive this virus together. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.